Oh man, too bad we can't get the cool Lego thing in the...
Oh. It was in frame for a second, but
It's
too low.
Yeah.
I haven't woken up yet.
Yeah, I feel that.
Hello, everyone. Welcome to Praise the Run episode. I don't know, but it's the final episode of this channel. Or on this channel. We are going to be switching everything over to the new channel after this episode. We just woke up and Patrick drove here because I have work later. So we're doing this as an early morning podcast.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Rise and shine.
Rise and shine. It's 7:30, or now it's 8:30 in the morning. Patrick, it's been a couple weeks. We had a holiday, and then it snowed the day we were going to record.
Yeah.
If you haven't watched my Tony Hawk episode, I did talk about that. It was like, Patrick's supposed to be here, but it's snowing really hard.
Oh, nice.
I don't know if it's going to happen today.
It snowed the whole day.
Yeah, we went out to Niantic, which is like a 35-minute drive from where I live, and yeah, it was in the middle of that snowstorm, and then we came back, and I was like, I don't think we should go anywhere else.
Yeah.
And then, yeah, I was like, Patrick's supposed to be here in like 2 hours, and there's no way.
Yeah, even the highway was like all slushy and gross.
Right. Well, that's where we were just on. I was like, he could take back roads here, but he probably just needs to go home and not do that.
Getting home was a nightmare.
Yeah, I bet. It was scary. I would have called out, honestly.
Well, when I left, it hadn't even started snowing.
Really? Oh yeah, I guess so, huh? It was super early. It had stopped for a bit and then started again.
Yeah, so it wasn't like terrible.
Yeah.
But it apparently picked back up and did it the rest of the...
Yeah, it was non-stop that day. And then it rained, and then it was all gross even more.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. But how was your holiday? We had New Year's.
New Year's was fine. I
Yeah.
didn't really do anything. I just...
Yeah, you were supposed to
Okay.
have a show, but it got canceled, right?
Yeah. Yeah, right. I was supposed to have a show. But even then, that was supposed to be an early show, too. So, like...
Oh, really?
I would have gotten home by, like, 8 or 9, probably.
Yeah.
And still went to bed early. I really don't stay up for New Year's. I mean, if I'm already awake.
Right. Yeah.
I don't like... It's not like a goal of mine or anything.
Yeah, I had happened to be awake past New Year's because I was playing games.
Nice.
I was like, oh shit, it's 1 o'clock in the morning.
Yeah. I mean, sometimes I do stay up past midnight, but usually if I have work the next day, I try to cut it off at like 11.
Yeah, you go to work way too early for that.
Right. Which I am getting. I have a new job coming up,
Yeah?
but I think it's still early. It's still early. It's just closer. So I
Yeah.
don't have to drive as far, but it's like just as early in the morning, which is fine. I don't care about that.
Right.
It's closer. That's what I care about.
It looks like I'll be
don't have to drive far.
closing.
You'll be closing?
Yeah, it looks like I'll be closing for most of my new job. There's some opening shifts that I have, but like this week I'm getting out at 8:39 every night.
Oh, wow. I
So-
didn't even know they stay open that late.
Yeah, we close at 8, and then we shut the doors down and stuff like that at 8:10 technically, and then close everything else down. I guess
Lovely.
I got out at 8:45. My nose is running like crazy. And then I go to get food and drive to Taco Bell or whatever, and then I get home. It's like 9:40 or so.
Nice.
Yeah. But yeah, having a new job is great.
Yeah, I'm excited to start a new one.
Yeah.
Get out of the casino. It's a fine job. It's just so far now,
Right.
and it's not worth the distance.
No, it being so far away, and then you're like paying for your gas for like the first couple of hours you even work there.
Right, and it's like daily too.
Yeah. You gotta like refill $10 in your tank every day at least.
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah, and that adds up pretty quick. And it's just like
It does
constant.
good.
Yeah, in that job, it just has this constant turnover rate with people in charge and
Yeah.
how they want to do things. It's just exhausting. It's like
Right.
every, quarter, every season, I'm like having to learn something completely different.
You're right.
Like, and not like in a fun way. Not like in a fun way of learning. Like I like learning,
Yeah.
but it's like just like particular ways things are just done and operated for no
Right.
other reason than preference.
Right.
And it's just like it was getting done just fine,
Right.
But yeah, that's
It's like, it's weird for me because, like, I don't work for corporate. I work for a company that franchises out, like, the stores. And, like, there is corporate stores around us. Like, the one in downtown is corporate over by the McDonald's down there. But, yeah, our store is owned by a different company. So,
Oh, wow.
it's weird. It's, like,
Yeah.
double weird. Because we have, like, corporate mandates, and then we have, like, the company's mandates
Yeah.
that owns it. It's weird.
yeah. Now I'm leaving all that. I'm going to work for a little family-owned diner. So
That'd be nice.
that's ideal. Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, I was trying to do that with a pizza spot, and then that dude was so, like, all over the place.
Yeah.
He untrustworthy, couldn't schedule anybody, and he would call me, like, at 5 o'clock in the afternoon and be like, "Can you get here in 10 minutes? It's busy." I'm like, "No, man, I'm grocery shopping." And give me, like, an hour, and then I'll be there. And he was like, "Nah, too late." I'm like, "Okay, man, whatever. Thanks for your 1 day a week."
Right.
Um,
That's crazy.
Yeah. And then I got the new job, and I went to go pick up my paycheck on my lunch break or something, and then he said he needs somebody more reliable. I was like, "You can go fuck yourself."
Right. That's the only. Yeah.
Okay.
That's like the negative side of some like personal owned businesses is they can be very loose.
Right.
Very almost no structure.
Yeah,
You know.
he had absolutely no idea what he was doing.
Yeah.
He never owned a restaurant, and then he kept like hiring for positions we didn't need because he wasn't giving the people that wanted hours. As a whole.
Yeah. Sounds like a nightmare.
Yeah.
But I mean, as long as the pizzas are getting delivered, that building's gonna
Right.
stay there.
Well, there was like 5 pizza delivery drivers when I left, and then none of them start until like 4 o'clock in the afternoon. And then you get there, and there's like 4 drivers there, and it's like, well, I guess I'll go home because,
Right.
like,
Yeah. What
there's-
are you gonna get, one order an hour or something between
If
the 5
that,
of you?
he's not that busy.
Oh, really?
Yeah, he's not doing that good. I did try Domino's and stuff like that too, but it didn't work out. I have a crack in my windshield, so they wouldn't take my car. It didn't pass the inspection.
Wow. What's the crack gonna do? Seep in the
Yeah.
air and chill
Into the
down the
pizza.
pizza too fast?
Yeah, no,
That
the
sucks.
crack in my windshield isn't that bad, thankfully. It has spread all the way across the whole windshield now, but it's
Oh,
not
wow.
like deep, thankfully. My mom's car had the same thing. Down south, there's like rock trucks everywhere,
Yeah.
and I think my whole family's gone through like one windshield each at this point. But
Yeah, that's annoying. It's an annoying process. I mean, well, they do usually come to you to like change it out.
Really?
You know?
that
But-
would be nice.
Yeah, well, that's at least. My mom had to get her windshield done, and I remember like the truck came and they just have this big old thing and it just suction cups and pops it off, and they put the other one on right there in the yard.
That makes sense.
Yeah.
Huh. Yeah, I would like to do that. It's $500 for the deductible on my insurance, so I need $500
Yeah.
to do that. But it's not a problem yet. So whenever it might be, whenever it starts getting super worrisome, but in a
Right.
month or so we'll be out of the cold, and then it won't be as big of a deal.
Mm-hmm.
I worry about the car getting so cold and heating up, and it.
Oh yeah, or just like the weight of the snow.
Yeah,
if it does actually get that heavy.
Yeah, that I was worried about that yesterday as well. I had my car run for like an hour and a half and like melt most of the snow off before I started like trying to get it off.
Hitting it, yeah.
I lost my snow removal thingy. I was looking for it all over the place, and then I had to just clear off my car with a shovel.
Huh.
Yeah.
That's weird. I wonder, it probably just...
I looked in my car, I looked all over the house.
Last year, could have ended up anywhere.
Yeah, I don't know. It's an expensive one, though. It's a giant red one.
Oh, really?
It's like red and black, and it has like a squishy handle.
Huh.
Yeah. Well, I don't know. I had it when I had the Chrysler.
That's interesting. I had one that I think I left here.
Yeah, none of them I could find.
Really?
Yeah, I couldn't
I had
find
like
any
this
of them.
like dual-ended like black one that had like a scrape run one in.
Yeah, they're probably all in Kyle's car.
Yeah,
honest.
or just they might have all ended up in that dumpster when we tossed.
Oh, yeah.
When we tossed a bunch of stuff out.
I didn't even think about that. I was thinking they're either in Kyle's car or they're in the basement, but
Oh, they could be in the basement
I
too.
didn't go in the basement. There's one place I didn't look. There's spiders.
Or just like back here, maybe behind that fence or the wall.
What?
Just like laying against the wall outside, right there.
Oh no, I did check there.
Oh, yeah.
It's not there.
Huh.
Yeah. Yeah, usually it would be in between the stairs and the little like basement thing.
Yeah.
Where all those brooms are, but yeah, nothing there. It's whatever though.
Mm-hmm.
Did you play any games this week?
Yeah, I played a little bit of Lies of P.
Nice.
Not a ton, but a little bit. I progressed.
Where
I
you
mostly
at?
like went back and did some of the side stuff.
Where you at?
I'm like climbing these banisters, and there's all these like slime monsters. It's pretty early still. I'm not like super far.
Oh, okay. Okay.
Like it's shortly after you beat the big steam or the big coal engine monster.
Okay,
It's
so
only
the
like the second
big
boss.
boss.
Yeah. I'm a
Okay.
little bit after that, and then I went back and like cleaned up some of the side stuff and upgraded all my things and kind of fiddled around with the different arms, just trying to kind of find out which one I like the best. Because you unlock what's his name, which grants you all the arm stuff.
Right.
So I kind of just went back and tried to figure out what seems to work for what I'm doing.
Yeah. So I've beaten Liza P.
Wow.
I have
Nice.
plowed through Liza P over
That's
the
great.
last few handful of days. That's a good game.
It's great. I love the game. I mean, yeah.
Good game. They fixed the dodge, which was my one thing. And with the demo, that dodge was really bad. They said they were going to fix it. And guess what? They fixed it.
Everything, yeah. I mean, then there was just
Fixed it.
another update, too,
Yeah.
which apparently
They've-
helped a lot.
Yeah, they've been balancing enemies like all over the place since launch. Because I had like 4 updates to download for it, like
Yeah.
small updates, but it was like this enemy's nerfed, this enemy is balanced, this enemy is. I was like, okay, cool.
Right.
Or they're still putting in work. Yeah, my favorite arm, the electric arm's okay.
Mm-hmm.
I didn't like start using my arms until like way late.
Mm-hmm.
But there's an arm that gives you a gun.
Yeah.
And then that gun shoots. It's like a sticky grenade gun.
Yeah.
And that shit was.
That's crazy.
That was my bomb. That was the bomb one.
That's a fun one. I think the one right now I just rock is just the regular, just like really hard punch.
Oh, yeah, there's
one.
the regular metal
just like a
one.
regular finisher. Because my weapon right now is it's decent enough.
Yeah.
And it has like this like fire boost. So like when I charge up, it'll like shoot me forward and attack. So like.
What weapon are you using?
I have a combined weapon. I have like the blade it looks like a giant scissor blade, but it's called something else.
Okay.
And then the handle is, I think it might still be the original handle, to be honest.
I was basic. I mean, all of these Souls games, I'm basic as shit when it comes to my weapon choice.
Yeah, I didn't feel like doing too much thinking, so I just found something that was like a good play style for where I'm at right now, at least.
Yeah, I just the puppet saber and the normal ass handle all the way through. The first weapon they gave me, I went through all the way through with that.
Really? Yeah, that first weapon's decent. I mean, I only switched recently just to kind of like try something different. But
yeah,
honestly, I mean, yeah, that first weapon. I mean, you could beat the whole game easily with.
Yeah. I mean, it's just
basic,
a sword.
Yeah.
And then you level them up, of course. Like,
right.
Like by the end of it, it's level 10 and stuff. Like I had a couple of other weapons that I tried out. It's just they were like too slow. That was a lot of, I guess, my complaint with the combat is that.
That's why you gotta switch them. They're like forcing you to switch the handles and stuff to like speed. My only issue with that is like it's a cool concept, but it's so like hard to keep it organized. Like I want to switch things and like compare and stuff, and you gotta like exit and go back and look at these numbers. There's no like side by side or anything.
Yeah.
So,
I know there is in some of the things.
Yeah.
But I've played 3 Souls-likes in the last 2 weeks, so it's all blending together.
Right, that's it, yeah.
But shit, Liza P, dude. What a game. That coal boss, that first boss kicked my ass for a little bit. That coal boss, I got down in a couple of tries. I didn't really hit a wall with the game until the last boss. I assume would have been. I think there was probably one more. So the game gives you like a chance to. It has multiple endings, right? There's like, it gives you the Bloodborne option of like, you can basically like in the game right here, or you can go and fight the big last boss. And I did like 3 hours against the big last boss, and then I went to the Stargazer outside of the boss's thing, and it had like one of the little dots next to give your heart. And I was like, what does this mean? And then the end of the game, and I was like, oh, cool, okay.
Well, that's cool.
But the ending was good. I mean, like, Souls-likes are hard with endings. Like, none of the endings are bad, but they're not. They feel very abrupt. Like,
yeah, they're not supposed to necessarily be like happy, I guess. 100%.
Well, it's not even that. It's just like sometimes it's like you fight the boss and then like the ending of Bloodborne, for instance. Spoilers for the ending of Bloodborne. You fight the last boss and then it cuts and then you're a slug in some girl's arms. And then it's like, we're on to a new moon or something like that. And that's the end of Bloodborne, like the canonical ending. But before you fight the last boss, the moon presence, you fight a different boss. And then you have the chance of, like, giving into the hunt or, you, like, becoming part of the moon, basically.
Yeah.
And then, yeah, you can end the game right there and then, like, succumb to being a hunter and hunt forever in eternity. All of the Souls games kind of have, like, endings like that, where it's, like, they have the canonical ending and then they have 3 other endings, and then those other endings are usually not as hard to get to as the main ending.
Right.
Liza P is like that. Liza P has a canonical ending that is super obtuse to get to. They did a lot of quality of life stuff that I like in this game. Like, when you talk to an NPC, and they have a quest for you, it pops up on your Stargazer.
Yeah, I like
where
that.
the quest item is.
That's really nice. Yeah, that helped a lot when I was like going back, and it's still not direct. Like I had trouble finding like a door or two, but it's like good enough. They're like, all right, it has to be here at least.
Right. Like for one of them, like in the later half of the game, one of them was like, "Oh, you have a record somewhere in this house. Go find it." And it's like, "Oh, okay, it's a room that I've never been to." And then, I mean, they're pretty good about holding your hand to things too without you realizing it. Like lighting is a huge part of this game. But with this, it was a record, so it was follow the music. And once you got in the house and you start hearing the music, you're like, "Oh, weird, that wasn't there before." And now I can go over here and it's like, "Oh, this door's open. That was never open before."
Right.
Yeah, I did start looking up guides on like how to find the rest of the records and stuff like that. A lot of them are just bought. But it seems like there's a whole collection of records that just aren't there.
Oh, really?
Yeah, it's like, so each one of the records, there's like a regular version, and then a new Game Plus, there's a gold version of each one of the records.
Oh, weird.
But it still feels like that's not enough room to fill out the space. I haven't gotten all of them yet, because you need new Game Plus as well.
Yeah.
But, yeah, there's like maybe 10 records in total and like 40 spots for songs. So
interesting. Maybe they had plans for more or something.
Yeah, I could see DLC. I mean, we talked about how this game like really ends a while ago, like the end, like after the credits stinger teaser thing. That's fucking dope. That was so cool. Like, even knowing, like, when you get to it, like, my heart started racing. I was so ready for the next chapter. So, like, you have your alchemist dude, right? And he is, like, on the train going, and then he gets a call, and then it's all like, "We gotta find her. We don't know where she's at." And then some British lady on the phone, which I imagine is the Queen of Hearts.
Yeah.
That's what I'm thinking.
Right.
They don't say it, though.
Yeah.
But it's the alchemist dude with, like, the gold tree fruit. And then he's on the phone, and he's like, "Yeah, I've been looking all over the place, like some reconnaissance spy shit." And then he's like, "Yeah, we'll find Dorothy." And then it cuts to black, and then you see the 3 red shoes, and she's, like, facing Hotel Krat on, like, top of a skyscraper, and then clicks in her heels. And then it cuts to black.
Oh, that's sick.
I was like, I want to play it now.
Yeah.
I can't wait to play as Dorothy. That would be sick as fuck. Because, like, where P ends, I mean, you could... I'm not going to spoil that for you, but in my ending, where P ends, like... He's still alive, so he could still, like, do his thing, but it wouldn't feel right. Like, it kind of, like... I don't know. I feel like, but maybe after all of that, like, killing shit and all that stuff, maybe you can't go back to that. It would feel weird, but...
I'll get there. I don't know.
Yeah. The ending, the bosses are hard, for sure. There's a lot of really cool bosses. The gank squad, I would call them, like, from Dark Souls 2. You fight the... Black Brotherhood, or is that what they're called? The Black Rabbits. You fight 5 of them at once in a boss fight, or 4 of them at once in a boss fight.
Yeah.
And that was a wall for sure for me. Where it took me a while to, like, figure out a rhythm of trying to get, like, all over. Bloodborne also has a boss like that. The Yharnam, the Shadows of Yharnam, where it's 3 of them, and this one's 4 of them. And they all have, like, different speeds and weapons and stuff like that. One of them's the actual boss, and then the other 3 are, like, just regular... I mean, they're not just regular enemies, but they have a regular health bar like enemies would. And then the big brother is the head boss of it all. And, yeah, I got my ass handed to me so many times from that dude. Yeah, you would take them all out, and then, like, he would start raging, and, like, his huge ass sword turns into a fire sword, and
it's just fucking...
Yeah.
That's the end.
I get hit once, and I'm just one shot, and I'm like, fuck. Okay.
That's annoying, yeah.
I could talk about Lives of P so much. I can't wait for you to finish
It's a
it.
fun game. I mean,
Yeah.
just from where I've gotten so far, I've enjoyed every minute of it. Like, it doesn't even... It's just a matter of, like, getting the time. Like, I played a little bit of it, but I've just been making more, like, art stuff on the side, you know?
Yeah.
And so between that and then just all these little, like... I'm doing these comedy shows that aren't quite comedy shows.
Yeah.
Like, I did 2 shows that were, like, new minute shows of the year or whatever, because it's a new year, so you're supposed to, like, perform a whole new minute to bring on the new year or whatever.
Yeah.
But I did 2 of those, so I wanted 2 different minutes, but you're not supposed to technically perform them before that night, which is the other catch, so it's like just trying to write a solid minute that, like, you're proud of without practicing, you know?
I make it all puns.
And then I just some other little things like that.
I got an idea for your feet. I just noticed with the snow. Fuck.
Oh yeah, I'm like got all this mud.
No, that's cool. I have my snow boots had a towel,
Nice.
so you can at least dry your feet off a little bit.
Heck yeah.
Yeah. So how do those guys look like?
They were fun. They
That
were
seems
fun
like fun.
times. Yeah, it was just like 50 comedians in a line telling
shit.
a minute joke a piece.
I guess that's not too bad.
Not quite 50. I think one of them was like 40, and then one of them was only like 25. But still, I mean, yeah, it was only a minute each, and everything was like,
Yeah,
I mean,
you
they were still
have like a minute in between.
under
each
an hour.
comedian.
I think both of them were still under an hour.
Really? That's surprising.
Yeah, because not everyone even did a full minute.
I
You know,
guess.
because people were like, "Oh, this is enough jokes. I can't squeeze any more in." You know.
Yeah.
And then some people had like this, like, I got to rush mentality, so they said their stuff really fast and they're done in
Yeah.
like 30 seconds. Because a minute seems like it is fast,
Right.
but like at the
Tony
same
Hawk
time, it
run is
isn't.
2.
A what?
A Tony Hawk run is 2 minutes.
Yeah.
So it's
Well, then-
not
so
half
there
of
you
a
go.
Tony Hawk run.
So
Which-
it's like,
Sorry, I didn't.
so yeah, it's just like a mind thing, you know, like you think, oh god, I only have a minute.
Yeah. I mean, that's like. You see people crumble so often in video games because of time limits and
Yeah.
stuff like that. I mean, even in school, like, when I was in school, we do, like, improv shit for, like, theater and stuff like that in middle school. It was, like, time limit stuff of, like, you got a 2-minute sketch, and you got to get from this point to this point and use 2 words. Here it is.
Oh,
And it's
yeah.
like you got 4 or 5 people with you. You got to figure it out real quick, and then
It's hard.
yeah,
It's hard, you know, realize, you know, until you're done, and then you're like, oh wait, no, I still have so much more time.
yeah,
That's kind of how it went for me. The first one I did was good. I like took up the whole time. The second one I did it a little faster, and so I probably could have squeezed in another little joke at the end, but at the same time, you don't want to be like, how much time do I have when you only have a minute? You
right.
know,
Because
kinda
that's
silly,
5
so.
seconds. Yeah,
Yeah,
and then you're
so-
waiting for a response.
Yeah, but it was still fun. They were both fun, good times, and that's done now. Don't have to worry about that for another year or whatever, if I even choose to do that again.
Right. Well, that seems like a blast.
Yeah, they're more really for. I mean, like there was audience and stuff, but really it's more for like networking and stuff. Like
Yeah.
getting to meet like
Well, if everybody's there,
different. Yeah, exactly. And usually the person putting it together does it in a way where it's like everyone is like they're confident that everyone's minute is gonna be good. Like they put together a decent lineup, so it's not like, you know, even if it's their worst minute, it's probably still gonna be really decent. You know?
yeah,
So the lineup is all a good connection of people that you can meet and, you know, stuff like that.
right.
From like out of state and stuff.
Yeah,
So that's nice.
yeah, that seems like fun. I would like to go to something like that.
Mm.
Probably won't. I could probably do a minute.
Yeah,
I probably could
definitely.
do 5 minutes.
I mean, it starts with a minute.
Yeah.
And you're like, oh, I could double this. And then
Right.
Next
right.
thing you know,
Right.
it becomes an addiction. And you're fucking
I don't like
driving in the snow to do it.
Yeah, I don't like written jokes though. That's my I gotta figure out how to write a joke, and that's funny, because
Yeah, that's tough. But yeah, other than that, I've just been making flyers and a couple more animal paintings, because after I posted that one,
Right, you did Kyle's
I
Christmas.
did Kyle's frog thing that he wanted.
Yeah,
I just planned it to be for Christmas. He asked me for that for
a while
like a
ago.
month or two ago, and
Yeah.
I was like, "Oh hey,
Hell
I've already got this I've already got it kind of started. I'll just
finish it up for Christmas. Hell yeah.
wrap it up for Christmas."
Hell yeah.
Yeah.
Patrick also made new logos and everything. Those are looking good.
We've been working on the logos, working on the new page.
I'll have to have you send me a zip file when you get home so I can get all that situated so we can send people to that. This will probably be posted tomorrow. We're recording this today, but this will be posted tomorrow of today.
Yeah.
So I can get all of that onto that channel and then put the channel link in the description and then have you guys, go down to the description and be able to follow that. I mean, it's fine. Praise the Run is a channel right now. It's just we don't have a logo, so there's just a purple P.
We have 5 subscribers, though.
Yeah.
That's exciting. I mean, I'm one of them.
Yeah, and 3 of them are my backups.
Oh, nice.
Yeah.
Well, yeah, I guess I also have a backup I can
Yeah. Yeah, if you have an email, just make a YouTube real quick and don't even use it. Just
just click follow.
subscribe.
Yeah. Follow and subscribe, and then never use that email again. It's fine.
Drop a like, hit the notification bell. I mean, you don't have to do that.
Share a couple videos randomly.
Yeah. Yeah, so right now when you do get to the page, it does have the playlist that's on this channel of all of our podcast episodes, but any podcast episode we do will of course be on the Praise the Run channel, and then when we start doing Let's Plays again, there's plenty of horror visual novels and stuff like that to go through that this will live there as well. Yeah, I mean, they could always go on my channel too, but it's just something that we have a place that we can both be proud of.
Yeah, and it's like a collaboration area that doesn't get lost in your stuff or my stuff.
Yeah.
It's like a our stuff spot.
Yeah, I want this stuff to be even if the Let's Play channel never goes anywhere, it's a fun time. But I really like doing the podcast and stuff. I would like that to not... I would like it to I would like that to be its own soaring rocket versus the baggage of a Let's Play channel.
Yeah, that's true. They're definitely 2 separate things.
Yeah. And I'm not as consistent as I should be with the Let's Play channel, so it's there's not any other rhythm to it other than the podcast, and that doesn't feel right either.
Yeah.
Because there's been plenty of times where it's a podcast episode and a podcast episode, but I haven't put any Let's Plays out.
In between, yeah. Yeah.
But the podcast episodes will live on their own and have their own name, and that will be great. I want that. Games. We stopped talking about games, and
yeah, we keep getting sidetracked.
it's okay. I've played 2 other Souls-likes. I beat Armored Core. I plowed through Armored Core the first week of the week of New Year's. I was playing through Armored Core and stuff. I love that game for sure. I had a lot of fun with it. It's definitely the movement is amazing, the combat's amazing, but with time away from it has not soured me, but left me wanting it's not that it's an incomplete game, it just felt there's something missing almost. It's an amazing game. It's definitely game of the year. Like, but there's, I don't know. Maybe it's because it's mission structured, so like it's not like a linear maze like Dark Souls or open world like Elden Ring. It's you. I mean, there's open areas when you get into missions, but some missions are 30 seconds long, and some missions can take like 40 minutes. You know, there's no really like. There's not a lot of in between. It's like big boss missions or like small like reconnaissance missions. I almost vomited earlier, and I think I might vomit again. But we'll see. Yeah, combat-wise, it's amazing. All the bosses were fantastic. Balteus, the first big boss, the end of chapter 1, was definitely the wall that everyone hits, and I hit as well. And I was like, I don't know if I want to do this. But I got through it and figured it out. Once you start like messing around with builds, like as a Souls player that only sticks with like really the starting weapon that I get and levels that up and then plows through the whole game like that, you kind of have to like break that habit like almost instantly. Like every single mission they want you to mess around.
Oh yeah.
They want you to tweak stuff. They want you to change things. So like eventually I did have like 2 set builds of like I had my tank build and I had my normal build.
Right.
But as somebody who likes playing really fast and stuff like that, I ended up gravitating towards the tank build a lot for like bosses and stuff.
Yeah.
Like, I mean, the health part of it, like if you have the tank wheels on, it like doubles your health almost immediately.
Oh,
It's
wow.
insane.
That's crazy.
But also your weight doubles.
Yeah.
So you're definitely not as fast. But yeah, it's like my normal build had like 16k for health at the end of the game, and then my tank build was like 28k or something like that.
It's crazy.
And it's like, oh yeah, that's a lot. But I was still getting one shot at the end of the game. Like there's bosses one shotting you.
That is so crazy.
Yeah. It's definitely the fastest Souls like I have ever played. I love Sekiro, and Sekiro you can play pretty fast, and you know, you can parry out a boss pretty fast if you're good at it and like take down things really fast. Armored Core is fast in like movement speeds, and I mean the scale you're at is insane. Because your mech is 4 stories tall.
Yeah.
And everything is bigger than you.
Oh God, that's crazy.
Yeah. Your sense of scale is so massive. Everything's so fast. Everything hits so hard.
Oh yeah, I imagine if they're that huge.
Yeah, like it feels like just like the feeling of jumping off a building and landing is the heaviest feeling I've ever felt in video games.
That's cool,
it's so cool. There's some, and to scale, there's some things in this game that I felt like my body was leaving, or my soul was leaving my body with like how massive in scale some of these things are.
Wow.
Like the Sandwalker bit where it's like this giant ET-AT crawling through the desert, and he has this giant like laser eye that shoots like a rail cannon laser at you. He's just walking through, and you see him in the distance, and he's like, you know, a small portion of the screen, and you're like, I'll get there eventually, you know, like We're gonna deal with that. It's so cool. And then it takes like 2 minutes to fly to this thing. And then you get there, and this thing is like 100 times taller than you.
Oh my gosh.
And you gotta fly up this thing's leg now to take it out, to like take down all the turrets and stuff that are shooting at you all down this thing. You're dodging the rail cannon laser there to get to it and stuff. You take out the thing's leg, and then it starts dropping down, and then you feel the earth below you just shake. And,
wow.
like, you're hundreds and hundreds of feet above the earth's surface. And you can feel the vibrations of everything, like, just falling down. And then, yeah, the thing, like, breaks in half, and then you gotta go fly to the other side and, like, climb up the rest of the way and fight this giant laser thing really cool, on top of it. Yeah, it's really cool. And there's so many more moments like that of like giant scale moments, especially at the end of the game. There's a part in the game at the end, close to the end, where you're fighting this small group of enemies on like this cliffside, and somebody on the intercom's like they're getting close, they're coming in, you watch out, and this giant ship flies overhead, and you start shooting at it and stuff like that, and then you think nothing of it, and then another one's coming straight at you, like towards you at the same level, not flying over you this time. Another one is coming straight at you, but it's a couple miles away and you can see it. And then you fly out to it, and then there's hundreds of them. No. And it felt like hundreds. It was probably like 30 or 40 of them. But now you got to fly to each one and take each one out, and it's just you're thousands of feet in the air at this point, because you jumped off this cliffside to land on this thing, and now you're just out there.
Oh my gosh.
And then you gotta, after you take them all out, you gotta like fly back, and there's some really cool stuff like that.
That sounds really sick.
Yeah, you go out into space at some point in the game, and that feels real weird, because you're just a mech floating in space. And
just
then
the smallest mech.
Yeah, using your propulsion to like try to inch you closer to the Earth's atmosphere, or Rubiconian atmosphere. It's Rubicon is the name of the planet. Apparently there's people that live in Rubicon. I didn't see anyone that lives in Rubicon. But apparently at the end of that game, I killed like millions of people.
How do you know? They tell you?
I shot a giant laser cannon at the planet and blew it up.
Oh, yeah. Okay. Well, there you go.
Yeah.
That's a way to confirm it.
There is multiple endings in that game, too. That ending is definitely what seems like the bad ending. Or it could be the good ending. I guess that's kind of like the interpretation you're supposed to take with it. It's like, did you do this in good? Was this a good idea or not? Because like I said, I never saw any Rubiconians, but like I had dead people talking to me the whole game. So,
oh wow,
yeah, I think the Rubiconians are dead. But like people on the intercoms would be like, "Yeah, the Rubiconians." I was like, "Who's the Rubiconians?"
Yeah,
I've never seen these people, but there's giant metal everything. Like there's cities of like above the surface of this planet for miles.
Wow.
All over the place, and some of them are on the surface, but like there's plenty of them that are like on stilts, like hundreds of feet up and stuff. And it's kind of hard to explain. But seeing it like the oil factory levels and stuff like that, it's just like these massive structures, and it's mind blowing. It's very mind blowing seeing that game. I would playing it on my small screen, and it's not a super small screen, but I would love to play that on the biggest screen possible.
That'd be cool. Yeah,
with
just
like
completely overwhelmed.
Yeah, with like the biggest sound system possible, because the sound design in that game is also next to none. It's insane how good that game sounds. The third Souls-like game I've played, I just started playing. It is hard as fucking nails. It is probably the hardest Souls-like I've ever played. Is Wolong Fallen Dynasty.
Oh, I saw that one. Yeah, that looks so good.
Yeah, it is Chinese Sekiro, made by the people that make Nioh.
Oh, wow.
And Ninja Gaiden.
Yeah, that's on Game Pass, I think.
Yeah, which is why I picked it up, because I got Game Pass for Lies of P. I was like, oh, Wolong's on here too, I'll play that. Remnant's on there as well.
Both of them.
I wanted to play Remnant, yeah, both of them were on there. I don't have a Series X, so you can't play Remnant 2.
Oh, yeah.
But I do want to play Remnant 2. The final boss of that game is fucked up. The final boss of that game, side tangent, the final boss of Remnant 2 is this boss that blinks you in and out of different existences, and you could be like mid animation and then blinks you out and you're in some other part of the thing, like this other map, and then it'll blink you out of that, and then you end up back at that first animation where you were blinked out of. Wow. And then you got to think about these two different existences while they're happening, and enemy placement, and then you can play those games in 3-player co-op through the whole thing. So like you're thinking about 6 different placements of people, like that such a cool boss.
That's pretty neat.
It's so cool. Wolong is pretty cool as well. I don't know if I'll stick to it, because I mean it's as hard as it is, is not as satisfying as other Souls-likes, in my opinion.
Yeah.
It's a very fast game, and I love playing these games extremely fast, and that's just normal for me. But like none of the moves feel like they're hitting. Like whenever I do an attack, it doesn't feel like crunchy, you know. Like when you hit an enemy in Lies of P, like you feel it.
Yeah.
The same thing with like Souls or Sekiro, the faster ones. Like you still feel every single hit that you're doling out. They also want you to treat it like Sekiro, where I imagine they have like perfect dodges instead of parrying like normal. It wants you to dodge at the right time, and then I'll do like a counter move. But I just want to dodge normally.
Right. Yeah.
And then be able to
roll around.
Right. So like that gets in the way all the time. It feels like, as of right now, I'm only on the second big boss. But yeah, it feels like every time I do that, I want to dodge, and instead it's like starts doing like this weird guard move, and like it is in your favor, like, but it's just my mind's thinking of, I want to end up in this place, and then I end up doing this completely other move, and I'm like, oh, I gotta reassess everything I just thought of real quick. And when you're moving that fast, it's like very hard to think about that.
Right. Yeah, especially if you're used to, 90% of Soul games being dodge roll is this,
Right. Elden Ring has a counter, but you have to parry.
It's still a different button, too.
Right. Yeah, you parry, and then in that parry, you do a guard move, so you have to parry and then attack. This one, like, you press B at the right time, your dodge, and then it just automatically does that.
Right, yeah, see, it should be 2 separate things.
Right. There is a guard mechanic. Like, there is still a block button, but it doesn't parry.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. It just holds up your
I
weapon.
think that would be more important than...
Yeah, it seems like they want it to be... They want to have you be able to play it like Souls and also like Sekiro.
Oh, I'm trying to...
But there's still, like, not enough of a middle ground there.
Right, yeah.
Like...
Yeah, it seems a little forced.
Yeah.
Like, instead, if you want that, then make that an option. Instead of, like, well, you're going to just press this button and this is going to happen instead, you know?
Right. The cool thing about this one is that it adds, like, almost like The Witcher with, like, the signs.
Yeah.
It has, like, wizardry spells that you can do, and I have all fire spells right now. I do find that interesting of having that mechanic, like, on top of a Sekiro, like.
Yeah.
There's also, like, a guard mechanic and stuff like that of, like, breaking someone's poise and stuff. I still don't completely grasp what they're going for with that.
Yeah.
And it's the same thing with Liza P had that too, and I think
Yeah.
Liza P wasn't that good.
I was
at
gonna
telling
say,
it.
like, Liza P had that, and they also had, like, they tried to really push parrying,
And the parry
blocking and
sucks in
parrying,
that
but I
game,
honestly almost never do it. I just I treat it like a regular
Yeah.
Souls, just
It's
dodge
bad.
and hit
Yeah.
and stuff, because usually you can still get behind most enemies and take them out.
Right, and then it gives you the
Anyways,
prompt.
yeah.
Which, I mean, Souls like that as well. You can pretty much backstab any enemy. It just doesn't give you... Like, Liza P gives you a lot of, like, quality of life things that Souls doesn't
There's a lot less, like, trial and error in Liza P, because
Yeah.
they give you the first step in a lot of things. Yeah.
Right.
For
Wolong is, like, straight up trial and error.
Mm-hmm.
Like, everything one-shots me.
Mm.
And when it comes to a boss fight. With normal enemies, not so much. Normal enemies are pretty fine and manageable, as long as you don't get overwhelmed. But it's like, okay, I've learned 2 moves off this boss, and then he's going to one-shot me. Okay, I'm going to go back in. Now I'm ready for that third move.
one, yeah.
And I'm learning 3 moves, and then I'm going to get one shot.
And then 20
go back
times
in.
later, you get to handle the second phase.
So that first boss being as... People say that first boss in Wolong is the hardest one for a while.
It's to really, like, prove you want to play this or not.
Yeah. It's...
Well, that's kind of like what we talked about last week last time with the how, like, Souls games, like, usually their first boss is kind of like this is really, like,
Yeah.
if you really want to play this.
Well, there's, like... There's usually, like, a small boss that's kind of hard. Like, Dark Souls 3, I would say the first boss in that game is pretty hard for that starting area. Yeah, they usually will throw in, like, a get good moment, but usually it's like they give you some time. Like, it's like the 7th mission in Armored Core or something like that. Like, you got some time. Well, I guess there is a big boss fight, and then there's the real get good boss fight.
Yeah.
And that's at the end of the chapter. Bloodborne as well. Bloodborne, you have, like, the cleric beast on the bridge. That's kind of like the easy, like, first boss, and then there's Gascoigne.
Yeah.
In the graveyard, and he's the first real boss. I would still say he's pretty easy comparatively to other Souls, but that's all, like, depends on your play styles and all that kind of stuff.
Right.
Yeah, I think the block in both of these games are trash.
Yeah.
I think Liza P and Wolong...
At least in Liza P
They
you can
weren't
dodge normally, but apparently in Wolong... How open is Wolong? Is it linear like Liza P? Or?
It's pretty linear as of right now. I don't know for the later half of the game.
Yeah.
I know Neo gets pretty open, and they're also very long. Like, I don't know how long Wolong is, but, like, Neo 1 and 2 are, like, 90 hours long. Like,
Jeez.
they're long games.
That's crazy.
Yeah. Liza P, I think, took me 28 hours ish, and that's like with just like running around trying to find records and stuff like that.
Right. Yeah.
Armored Core took me about 22. Wolong, I'm already like 7 hours in, and I've gotten to like the second boss. So
Wow.
it's I did some grinding and relearning of how to work this game, just because it's so different. Especially like the guard thing is such a weird change into like how I think about my approach.
Yeah.
But yeah, we'll see how that goes. Like, I'll ideally have more about that game.
I was looking into getting that one after I beat Liza P. Well, once I get my new job, I'm only working 4 days, so I'll have 3 days off.
Nice.
So one of those days will probably be dedicated to gaming and maybe streaming again. Now that I got the headset and stuff, I can hook that up. Yeah.
Yeah, that's exciting.
So that'd be nice to just kind of get some stuff in the works with that.
Yeah. Yeah, that's... Now that I have... I'm almost done with training. I've done, like, all my video training and stuff. Now I'm on sales floor training. Once I'm done with that and get my normal schedule, ideally I'll have something like that as well. Podcast, though, I don't mind recording this early. Like, I know it's probably a pain in the ass for you.
It's not that bad, honestly. It
wasn't 19 degrees outside.
It'd be way better, yeah. I didn't expect there to be any snow here, so I don't know if you saw me pull up the first time.
Oh, no.
But I, pulled up, and I thought the snow was going to be a lot harder to traverse. So I was like, oh, what the fuck? I can't even park here or whatever. And so, I drove off, and I did a U-turn so I could, swing in full force. And then as soon as I hit the snow, I was like, oh, it's actually not that bad.
Yeah.
Because it looks a lot deeper, but then once you hit it, it's like, oh, it's not even.
Yeah, I drove out no problem.
Yeah.
Kyle,
but I don't mind. Yeah, I don't mind getting up early and
Yeah.
stuff. Because then you still have the rest of the day. We can catch, lunch. You can go to work on time and all that.
Right. Yeah, after this, I gotta pack packages so I can get them to the post office.
Yeah. Yeah, I'm going to Groton after this for that Who's Line thing I've been doing, so.
Nice.
That's another thing. Every Tuesday it's been taken up with that. I mean, usually that's done at by 4. So, I mean, I still have the afternoon, but it's just that's a whole day pretty much until that's done, which I think it'll be done by the end of the month, but.
Yeah. I mean, I'm fine with Tuesday mornings for now. Mm-hmm. We'll see.
Well, my new days off I think will be Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday. So really? Tuesday still.
Cool. I mean, I'm fine with any days in the morning. Like this week I have Sunday, Saturday off, so I could have my 2 days flipped. As of right now, I think I have Friday, Saturdays off for mine, but we'll see. We'll see when that changes or if that changes. I said I just want 2 days off in a row. I don't care what 2 days off in a row.
Right. Yeah, that was my thing. Yeah, it's like as long as my days off are in a row, because they tried to give me Monday, Wednesday, Thursday, and I was like, that just sounds more exhausting than having 2 days. Like, what's Monday gonna be?
Yeah.
My fucking laundry day, because it's a diner shift, so I'll still have to wake up early.
Right.
So it's like I'm gonna get home. Yeah. So I was like, no.
I do my laundry super early in the morning. That's what I like to do.
Well,
I got it done at 4 o'clock in the morning.
Machine now, so it's.
Oh yeah.
So that's one thing I don't have to worry about. You'd think having a machine would be a blessing, but here I am still completely clothesless. I tried to get dressed this morning and I had nothing. And I'm like, how do I have nothing when I have the machine literally right there?
When
I'm so lazy.
Yeah, when you have one in your own vicinity, it just needs to be always doing laundry.
Always. I agree, dude. I agree. I prefer if I could use towels once and then throw them in the wash.
That's what I do.
I throw my dirty clothes right in the wash as soon as I get out of the shower. I don't even put them in the hamper half the time. Unless, I'm washing something specific, because we usually do sheets and towel. I do my work clothes separate because they're thicker and greasy and
Right.
shit.
That makes sense.
But still.
Yeah, when at my parents' place, I was doing laundry constantly. But here I do it once a week because I gotta drive and it's a whole ordeal to do.
Whole day, yeah. It's a whole event.
Usually takes like an hour and a half, but
Yeah.
I do it really early and then I can take a nap when I get home and then have a whole day to do whatever.
Nice. Yeah. Yeah, it's nice too. This laundromat opens pretty early and they stay open pretty late.
Yeah, they added an hour on both ends.
Oh, wow.
Yeah.
That's incredible. They're really moving up.
Yeah, they're still not 24 hours, but it's like 4 hours closed.
I was going to say, was it like 5 to 11 or something?
4 to midnight.
Wow.
Yeah.
That really is crazy.
Yeah.
I wonder what's stopping them to be 24 hours.
Yeah, I don't know.
At this point.
I guess it gives them time to like come and clean and stuff like that.
Oh,
But
that's
like,
true, yeah.
I always, when I'm leaving the laundromat, which is by like, if I get there at 6, it's usually by like 8:30 at the latest.
Yeah.
Or 8. And that's when the dude shows up and he starts doing machine work and stuff.
Oh, that's funny, yeah.
So, and they don't use that time to do that. And they like the door auto locks. Like nobody's there to like.
Oh, that's right,
lock
yeah.
It. It just like
on
shuts
a
itself
timer,
off
yeah.
and then turns all the lights off. It's weird. Maybe there has to be like some like process in the back end to like wash all that shit out. Like all of the, because all the vents are constantly blowing
That's
dust
true,
and shit
yeah.
everywhere.
There's some sort of, there must be something, yeah.
Some kind of rinse cycle in the back. I don't know. I played some Tony Hawk this week. Some Tony Hawk Pro Skater 2X.
Nice.
That's fun. There's nothing really much to say about it other than it's Tony Hawk, and
Heck yeah.
I like playing Tony Hawks. There's no wall plant in this one or revert because reverts were added in 3 and wall plants were added in 4. Same thing with spine transfers. So it feels very. It feels like shit's missing.
Like
but,
limited.
like I had to
a little bit.
I had to like train my brain to not do that. It's like I want a spine transfer
Right, like
over this.
Your combos are kind of
Yeah.
lacking, yeah.
Yeah. There's manuals in this game. They added manuals in 2, but there's no manual tricks. So there's no like
that's
Casper
right, yeah.
or any of those kinds of things either. There's also like you can't do combo tricks mid trick. So like if I'm usually when I'd be doing a grind, I would do like circle and it would change into like something else.
Right.
Or triangle circle and it would change into something else. That is not, you can't do that in this game.
No?
No, you gotta like do an ollie and get into the grind
re-land
every
onto
time.
as a different grind.
Yeah.
Oh, wow.
Um,
I mean, to be fair, that's a little more realistic. But...
right. But it's Tony Hawk.
Yeah, no,
I'm
I agree.
Trying to find secret tapes. Yeah. But yeah, it's fun. It's nostalgic. It's like 2.5 hours of recording of that, and then we went and got sushi, and so I stopped recording like midway through an episode.
That's fun though.
Yeah.
Good little nostalgia game.
Yeah, I'll play through that game on the channel, and I don't know what else. There's plenty of things to play.
Yeah. Yeah.
I'm trying to play more games for me.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, with Elden Ring, like, Elden Ring episodes are still coming out. And, like, I love playing the Souls-likes and long games and stuff like that. I just don't want... It's been 2 years since that whole series started.
Yeah.
And I haven't recorded an Elden Ring episode since last year.
Wow.
So
Yeah, because you just made so many. You just been able to drop them.
Right, and I've been so inconsistent on when I'm dropping them that there's still extra. I think there might be 2 more left of what I've recorded, and then I gotta record more eventually. But the PlayStation's still overheating, so I've gotta fix that. It's fine when YouTube's playing, but as soon as I throw a disc in there or play a game off my downloads, it starts revving up the fans really fast and blue screens.
Oh, Lord.
Yeah. Gnarly. I don't got any news this week. There's some rumors right now that Hi-Fi Rush is coming to Switch, and it's kind of like whatever, but that's cool, I guess.
Yeah.
If it does, it's still a rumor. It's like a leak thing. The GTA 6 hacker has been sentenced to a extended a hospital visit, we'll call it, life in a psychiatric ward until evaluation says he's fit to join the world again. While he was in police custody, he got arrested for hacking some other thing, and while he was in police custody, he hacked Rockstar with a Fire Stick.
That's crazy.
He rooted the Fire Stick in his hotel room and hacked into Rockstar servers, and yeah, that's insane. That's insane stuff. But he's like a 16-year-old kid.
That's so crazy.
Yeah, there's that happened. The Spider-Man leaks happen, and they're still looking for that dude, but source code is finally out now of Spider-Man 2.
Yeah.
And there is a PC build of the game that's using stolen source code. And okay.
Wow.
Somebody built a PC port of the game. You can get it for free now, and it's using stolen source code. And it's like, well, you might as well just sell it, but
right. That's crazy.
It's super illegal.
Yeah.
Wow. Especially with everything else that leaked with it, because we talked about like all the personal info and stuff. Mm-hmm. There's just like, I don't know. All the source code was like up for auction, so who knows if this was some guy who just bought it, or this is one of the hacker dudes or whatever, you know?
Right. Yeah.
But if you find one, you slowly find the other, you know?
Right.
That was really all for news. There's not really like, it's all rumors and stuff like that. There hasn't been like anything specific, I guess. We got next week, I believe, is the first big game of January. Prince of Persia comes out.
Right. Yeah.
So people already have that. People are already playing it. Of course, I'm not one of those people, but the people have their hands on it, and people say it's okay and it's good. So we'll see reviews and scores soon, probably for that in the next episode. Yeah, it's really all I can think about.
Yeah, I didn't play much else. I mean, besides the regular Rocket League and that other Loop game I've been playing.
Loop Hero?
Yeah, Loop Hero.
Hell yeah.
Besides that, yeah. Those are just like more like, because every loop, lasts, depending on how you play, it'll, 10, 20 minutes. Every match on Rocket League is like 5-10 minutes. So I'll play one of those and then, do something else, pick it back up.
Yeah.
Keep my ADHD tamed by doing multiple things at once.
I need a game that I can just hop in at. I mean,
that's exactly what it is. It's just something I can like kind of ease that, without. But I'm kind of getting. I need a new one. I need something else, kind of like that. And I kind of thought that laundromat game was like that. But the laundromat game, you have to be on. Yeah, you have to be on that game the whole time.
Yeah.
Like you can't put it down because you're on a constant timer.
Right.
And that game is exhausting. Like it's like. You're trying to play all these, like, it's so fun playing all these games, but you're doing that, and then you're doing laundry, and it's like, but, like, if you just stand there and do nothing, which you can totally do, it, like, also, that just sucks. So
does it have a free play mode, where you can just play the games?
Maybe, I don't know. I haven't looked into it. Maybe you have to unlock that, or, like, beat the game once or something. But I kind of want to wait, and I'm going to start streaming that one, because that one's kind of like a silly, like, I feel like you can get into a character in that game because you're like role playing, So I feel like that would be a fun one. You can ad lib and do a lot of silly, extra shit like, oh, I'm in this fucking laundry room, or something. Maybe not as violent, but just like.
There's the car building one. There's like My Summer Garage or whatever. I think that's on there. You just build a car.
Oh, okay.
In your garage.
Huh. Yeah, I haven't looked at the list in a couple weeks. I haven't seen what this month has.
They're adding like Assassin's Creed Valhalla, and
Oh, nice.
they added a horror game recently called Close to the Sun.
Okay.
What else? I mean, the Remnant games just came.
Yeah, I saw those. I just deleted like 4 or 5 games that aren't on there anymore that I can't play anymore.
Persona's going away.
Yeah.
Persona 3 and 4 are going away, which is a bummer. They announced that for the launch of those games, and it feels like it's really early for those to go away, but it's been like, I guess, 9 months, almost a year.
It's almost been a year.
Been a while. Maybe never mind. You can probably get through one of those in that amount of time. Probably not 2, but those games are very long. Well, I guess we can end it there. I don't have anything else.
Yeah, I can't even think of anything else that was like significant in like the games I was playing, like update wise or anything.
Yeah, I mean, we'll have more to talk about. It was a weird break that
in between the holidays and stuff. Not a lot of It's mostly just like people getting games.
Right, and then we also wanted to record episodes, and we just couldn't. And
a lot of
things
that
happened.
But so this is, like I said, the last episode on this channel. There is a new channel of Praise the Run, and it is it will be the new home for all of this, and we would love for everyone to migrate over there, give it a like, a subscribe. This podcast is something that I'm very proud of. I hope Patrick's very proud of as well.
So proud.
And I'd love to continue doing it. And it's a new home, a new big home. Guess we'll leave it there. See you guys on the other side. It's been fun. It's been real. Peace out, Cubs. Bye.